Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for ScubaRadio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that ScubaRadio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Up under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for ScubaRadio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ and Bubble Boy in the studio with me.
Let's get this over with, man.
Why?
So we can hit the road.
Oh, that's right.
Where are you going?
I'm mentally checked out.
We're going diving. Right after the show, we're checking into the Gomez Hilton. Oh. Well, got to hop in the Black Pearl cruise down to South Florida, checking into the Gomez Hilton. Then it's off to dive with Captain Slate. We're doing the creature feature Sunday morning, bright and early. And so you'll hear about it in a couple weeks. We're going to record a show that'll air on June 1st, 2 weeks from today.
You two travel a lot together. Do you get like a couple's discount?
Excuse me? With
jealous.
Slate?
Jealous.
Oh, jelly. No, jelly. He's jelly.
I'm very jelly.
What?
Very
Okay. Yeah, well, Bubble Boy could have came, but this whole thing came together so quickly, we didn't have time to, call the entire ScubaRadio Scuba Squad. And we're just going to head down there real fast and, get wet. And just a quick little dip before the scuba show in L.A. here in a couple weeks. So that's what we're doing. You'll hear all about it because I had to produce a show because I'll actually be traveling for the scuba show that weekend of June 1st, 2 weeks from today. So this all kind of came together and we just made it happen. And it is what it is, but you'll hear about it in a couple weeks. But today we got a lot to cover today. And we have not only CJ and Bubble Boy in the studio, we got ScubaRadio Scuba Squad, Barry the Bugger, Jerry the Diver Guy, or if you want to combine them, Bear Jer or Jer Bear. And then, of course, Vinny Two Tanks, who was like the topic of discussion last week on the show, big time, because we released the audio of him taking a header into the bottom of a dive boat in the Galapagos.
So awesome.
And you didn't realize we had the audio. We got it. We played it. Got a lot of comments about it. Mostly like, golly, glad that wasn't me. But there were other, supporting comments for Vinny, like, oh, good thing he's okay. And we're in that category. I mean, we're glad Vinny's with us. And but now we can laugh at it. I got a sore
neck still.
Yeah, you still got a sore neck, do you?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It is what it is, Vinny. And, the audio was, it was pretty intense. I mean, if you didn't hear the video or hear the audio from the video, you really ought to go back and listen to it because, when he fell down in the dive boat, we did think it was pretty serious. And then we realized, oh, he's okay. We did. We thought he would be okay. And what do you mean? No, what are you trying to say, Vinny? You were. No, I'm not. You were okay. Come on. You were okay. But we were talking about this in the Galapagos, even before I knew we had the audio, and I was already working on a little,
abomination.
Yes, an abomination, a song, a tune to capture the moment a little bit. Well, for posterity. Or posterity? He's Vinny Two Tanks. He dives in skin-tight red Spanx.
Actually, it's very comfortable.
Peek behind the sun deck bar to see even more.
I think I get it.
When he has the tender, never mind the gender.
Now that's funny.
To Thailand, he'll be going to score.
Whoa, I want to go there.
Wasting his dives again and has 2 tanks to fill.
You all right, Vinny?
Taking a header into the dive boat wasn't his fault.
No, I'm not. I'm not a danger diver.
Some people claim that Vinny must be insane, but I know he is. Okay, that's it.
That's awesome.
That's all there is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think he.
Good job, Greg.
That's one of your best ones yet, Greg.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's okay. I do.
I want to
really
hear
do.
that every hour.
Really?
No, I'm not.
What? Okay. Well, I don't know. What do you
that
think,
one.
Think? Do you like that, or are you like?
I think you can add more to it.
Like what?
I think you probably will.
No, there-
always leave him wanting more.
yeah, exactly. God knows I don't
think
want to
you-
put any more time into this.
I think you got a winner on that, and finally,
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Jerry the
Yeah.
Diver.
after 27 years, you finally got a number one
hit
hit.
number one hit
Yeah.
with a bullet. There you go, something like that. Number one, yeah. All right. So Jerry
One
the
hit
Diver guy
wonder.
gives it 2 fins up. I like it, and it sounds like Vinny 2 tanks.
I liked it.
Yeah, was not offended.
That was
But I
better.
bet you have a second verse already done. I'll hear
No,
that
hell
next
no. I put way too much time into that. Why would I
Okay.
waste valuable life? I just aged another year
week.
this week.
Well,
God
when you
knows.
get a
Supposed to
hook
be
on
wasting
something,
away
you don't
in
stop.
Margaritaville.
So I have a feeling there's a second verse.
No, there's not one that we can share with the world. That's
Not
for sure.
yet.
There could be an X-rated version. Well, that walked
you
right
go.
up to the line right there. So anyway, you're welcome, Vinny. That was just for
Thank
you.
you. I liked it.
You're gonna
You
curse
have been
my name.
immortalized now, Vinny.
Yeah,
No.
he has his own song.
Like I say, I think he has a second verse. He's just being modest.
Yeah. Well, that was that song, by the way, is called Margarita Vinny. Get it?
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
See, this is why I drink.
Well, it is Scuba Radio Happy Hour.
Easy
And
for you to say.
a margarita does sound good.
Yeah,
actually.
why not? Margarita, whiskey, whatever your poison of choice is.
Well, that
feel
would
free.
be,
We're not diving right now, so
That would be gas and stuff for Barry.
yeah. We found out earlier.
We're not going down.
No,
there.
we are. We're going to bring this
Oh,
up.
yeah.
So earlier on our World of Boating radio show, we found out something about Barry the Bugger today that we didn't realize, that he
All right,
has
wait.
Do we want to know this?
he has a super sniffer.
Let me explain.
Ask
No,
yourself, would I be
He
better
does.
off without knowing this
No,
information?
this could
you
come
don't
in
need to
handy
know this.
sometime. Yeah.
He
Okay.
is the
Well,
world's
wait.
greatest rear end sniffer.
No, wait, hold on.
I
What?
didn't say that. I never said
No,
that.
Barry
yes,
on
you
our
did.
boat
Number
show,
one.
just for the record, Barry on our boat shows today told us that he can differentiate by smelling gas if it's good or bad.
Oh, I
And
believe that's true.
Jerry-
What kind
and
of
Jerry
gas?
the Guyver,
Yeah.
Gas.
gasoline, gas, fuel, the stuff
Well,
that comes out of a pump that goes into
when-
your car.
I thought all
We're gonna
gas smelled
try.
bad. That was my.
No, you
But
actually can
I-
smell it. No, you can.
Oh, hey, Vinny is
Now,
backing
there's
and
two
Barry up.
people.
All
Yeah,
right.
Jerry backed me up and
All right.
Vinny backed me up.
All right.
So
Well,
there.
just for the record,
Suck it,
Barry
loser.
said gas that is bad smells sour, which I didn't
Yeah.
know that was a
Well,
smell.
I
But
love the
actually,
smell of
it's-
gasoline.
Actually, it smells to me more like lacquer. That was a
Lacquer.
lacquer.
That's,
If it's
that's
bad?
another term.
Yeah, you can-
It has a
yeah.
different smell.
You know how
Okay.
I know that? I've had my boat in the garage for many years, and
Yeah.
the other day
You
I
have a
went.
boat?
The other day I never emptied the gas tank out of it. The other day I went-
no.
I
It's
thought he was
filled
gonna-
with bad gas.
I thought he was going
Yeah.
to say he was huffing gas, which would explain a lot.
Right.
pumping
well,
gas or pumping gas.
yeah. Well, Barry
so
obviously has been huffing it, and he can tell the difference between bad gas and good gas. Once again, I always felt gas, all gas smelled bad.
You don't like the smell of gasoline?
Not really, no.
I do.
mean, can you differentiate the
No.
bad gas and good gas?
No.
Well, then-
Unless you.
So you like the smell of gas?
Olean.
Oh.
The stuff you put in your car.
Oh.
Now the stuff that
I
comes out
see.
of you after
Lawnmower.
your burrito meal.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's a whole different story.
That's a different story and a different type.
Oh, Greg can rip them.
Hey!
Oh, Greg's Jack the Ripper.
Okay, more coming up.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Bula! You'll hear that a lot when you visit Fiji. It's more than a greeting. It's the spirit of this friendly country. With 333 islands, white sand beaches, and year-round tropical warmth, it's hard not to feel happy at this exceptional dive destination known as the soft coral capital of the world. Fiji Airways has a modern fleet of aircraft to take you to Fiji in style and at great prices. Contact your travel agent now or go to FijiAirways.com and plan your Fijian dive adventure. That's FijiAirways.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new ScubaRadio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 ScubaRadio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always. And I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New ScubaRadio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Here comes old Greg. He's a scaly manfish.
He's Greg the Dive Master.
What you doing in my waters?
The show is a disaster.
I got something to show you.
He's Greg the Dive Master.
Hi there.
Master. Dive Master. Dive Master. Dive Master.
I'm old Greg. Pleased to meet you.
I'm Nart. Hello, fishies.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am old Greg. Yeah, I had a birthday this week. 61, still having fun. How about that? That's my slogan for this year.
Oh.
31, still having fun.
61. I thought you were much older.
21, still having fun.
You left the one off.
Nope, I think I said it.
161.
I don't think that's accurate.
Wow.
But anyway, thanks for all the, Facebook shout outs, comments, likes. It's fun. It's fun when you're having a birthday. What? Excuse me? What'd you say, Perry, the gas sniffer?
I said, hello, you old fart.
Yeah, okay. So I know what you're thinking. What did I get for my birthday?
Yeah. You got another year of life. That's a good thing.
Okay. That's what my family told me because I got squat. But you know what I was looking at getting for my birthday? I'll tell you.
Hair dye?
No, I saw this dive mask.
Just for men?
Needs hair for that.
Last week.
Geritol?
They caught my eye. And I had never seen this before. Maybe you guys have, but it was a dive mask that solves the problem of fogging. It doesn't fog. Or if your mask fogs up, guess what you do? You press a button and little wiper blades appear and wipe the fog away from your vision.
Like Paul Stanley in the Kiss Tears Are Falling video.
Yes, exactly. Exactly that.
And this is why Greg has no eyelashes.
And,
no, you're kidding me. You're kidding me, aren't you?
I thought it was a hose at first too, Vinny. I will admit.
Hose.
And but no, it really does exist. And evidently it's existed for some time. I just happen to see.
They must be on the inside.
Yes, they are. But there's a little button on the top of the mask you press, and that activates the wiper. So when your mask fogs up, you like that, and then you hear the sound.
Does it also have a squeegee, Greg, for like the really thick stuff?
Excuse me, you mean like the mucus that comes out of like Vinny two
Yes,
tanks
exactly.
and gallon buckets?
Yeah. Maybe a little shop vac that goes around.
I don't know. But it is a thing.
Now
I've
I can't
seen it.
finish my flan.
Thanks
a lot.
Gross.
Does it have washer fluid with it?
No. I think you have to provide
that
your
might
own.
be good for me. I got to look into that.
The idea, as wacky as it sounds, I mean, maybe it would work. I don't know. I've seen another version of a similar product that it uses magnets. So you have a cleaner magnet on the inside of your mask and like a magnet on the outside, a very strong one.
Oh, so then you just...
And then you have it tucked away at the bottom of your mask so it doesn't interfere with your vision too much. It's going to do it a little bit, I would think, by looking at it.
That won't get in your eye at all.
Well, that's what they said. If you move around too quick, you might, lose your magnets.
That sounds like a real bad idea.
But if you took it, basically if your mask fogged up, you just take the take the magnet, and move it around, wipe your lens off,
or you can
and
just
your
let
mask.
a little water in and clear it like
Well,
everyone else.
Well, the problem is they keep fogging up. Once they start fogging up, they do.
It's toast.
I mean, it's one of those age-old diving problems that we have. I mean, I have a mask and I've had
It's
it for
luck
years.
of the draw. One dive, you'll be perfectly clear.
And sometimes
Next
you'll
one,
have a
fogged up
hell of
like
a
crazy.
time.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Why don't you
yeah.
just take a flame to your glass on it?
I did that.
Take a what?
Didn't work.
Take a flame, right? Burning your mask is something that is a thing. They were doing that in the Galapagos.
I did that in West Palm before we went diving, and it still fogged up.
Well, I think it just depends on how they do it, and
you should remove
how
the
new.
mask first before you do that.
Oh,
yes, that's right. Yeah, but you burning the inside of your mask, they say, will solve the problem because it's burning off some kind of coating. Thing is, though, like my mask, for instance. I mean, well, first off, it's a prescription mask, so I couldn't do the burning. I wouldn't want to mess up the lenses. But secondly, sometimes it's perfectly fine. It gives me no problems at all. And then every once in a while, you'll be in some type of environment, maybe where the water's colder or the air is a certain temp, and then it'll go haywire if I haven't, used the proper goo before I jumped in the water.
I have learned that if your mask leaks and you use your nose to purge the water out, you are more than likely going to get fog.
Yeah.
Well,
that makes sense.
That's the only way to purge the water out.
Yeah, but still.
Well, what do you mean still?
Sure
That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you purge a mask is through your nose.
Correct.
Yeah.
But he's right. And then you're breathing warm air out your nose, and that's going to fog you up.
Well, it's humid air.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure your mask fits properly and it's not leaking.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying.
You won't know until you jump in.
Yeah. If it doesn't leak at all and you don't ever have to clean it, you shouldn't have that problem if you keep it dry on the inside, on the inside. But, the chances of that sometimes are great, sometimes they're not so good. But, for me, the main thing is making sure I dose with the defog at the proper amount. And the problem I have with my mask sometimes is that I'll spray some soapy water in there like they'll have on a dive boat or typical charter and just use their stuff, which is usually,
It burns.
No, it's like Johnson's baby shampoo.
Spray it on your, you don't spray
and
it on
it's
your
like
eyes.
it's like it's half baby shampoo, half water. It's mostly water, but it's just enough. And you spray it in there, and then the problem is you got to rinse your mask off or dunk it, but not do it to the point where you wash it all out of there. And that is always the trick. Sometimes you might wash it around too much and you've washed too much out. And then next thing you know, your mask is fogging up again. So it's like, if you're using that type of concoction. Now, if you get some of the pasty goo that's a little thicker that'll stay on there, those tend to work a little bit better, I think.
If you have like bronchitis or something, those hawkers that you cough up, those work really well.
Okay, and they don't advise you to dive when if you have bronchitis. By the way, that's not.
Yeah,
good.
but you have a clear mask. So, if you can't dive, you can always offer it to your friend that's diving.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that, Barry. Or thanks
You're
for
welcome.
nothing, I think is what we're trying to say.
He's been sniffing gas again.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, gas sniffer
You
Barry
know,
the
he
bugger.
called you an old fart, so chances are he's going to be over sniffing on you.
Well, does old fart smell good or bad?
Yeah. What do they smell like, Barry?
It's
Sour.
like old sour grapes.
Is that a
Yeah.
smell? Sour? He said that.
We'll be right back with stuff that sucks.
They're saying stuff that smells sour. Okay. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Prepare to rig for dive.
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Snorkel shot. Snorkel shot. Snorkel shot.
I'ma spend the weekend in the deep end. The water's fine, y'all, so just come on in to the deep end.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Of a dive bar. Of this dive bar. Come on. Talking about a dive bar.
That's where you're going to find us. Down in the Keys, we might hit a couple of dive bars as CJ and I head on down.
Might.
We're going to find one or two of them watering holes.
They're everywhere.
In between, doing some diving down there in the Keys. You'll hear all about it in a couple weeks.
A long lost weekend.
Mm-hmm. All right, but dive masks, fogging up, always a problem. Maybe you want to get one of those masks with wiper blades in it. Sounds a little gimmicky to me. But Bubble Boy has a suggestion or an idea that works.
Well, I've done it before. I take my mask and I put it in the dishwasher. And I
Dishwasher?
not with all the other dishes, just by itself. You run
Yeah.
it and you use that jet dry, the anti-streaking spot stuff.
Okay.
And it comes out spotlessly clean. It gets rid of all the oils that have built up inside the mask from your face over the decades.
Yeah.
And then
So you don't run the heat?
No, you
on
don't run the heat.
dishwasher.
Don't
You turn
run
the heat off. Yeah.
Yeah. No
You
heat dry,
melt
nothing
it.
like that. Just air dry.
Huh.
But it comes out great, and then you still have to use like the little Viz on the inside on your first dive. But I did 2 dives and didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I don't know what the physics behind mask fogging up, but they say it's it's either some goo that's on there, like a new mask. Actually, the manufacturers have gotten away from that, and they don't. It used to be that they would coat their dive masks with a certain material that would cause them to fog up like crazy. But all the manufacturers have pretty much done away with that process, from what I've heard. But we
you
still
could use, you
have
could use toothpaste
problems.
to clean that off.
Toothpaste is a thing they recommend for new dive masks.
I've tried that too. Didn't
A mild
Well,
abrasive.
A
You know,
nice
tried it all.
little bottle of Sea Buff.
Excuse me?
Sea
and a
buff?
nice little bottle of sea buff.
And what do you use that for, Jerry? I hate to ask.
It's mask
but...
cleaning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sea buff.
Something
You
Jerry
never know.
uses.
Fill my mask with vodka.
Yeah. I didn't know if he was pulling out some of his evening toys.
Well,
for
actually,
old
alcohol
Bear
makes a
Jer.
great glass cleaner.
Okay.
That cleans off all the oils and stuff on there, too.
All right. So the key is what you're saying. If your mask is clean on the inside, less likely to fog up. Jerry, is that what you're referring to? Maybe.
Like I said earlier. I mean, once you exhale through your nose, that's it.
Well,
You're done.
okay, you didn't answer the question. So, is it does it help if your mask is clean on the
It
inside?
does help.
Okay.
It does help
right.
with it.
All right, but it won't solve the problem 100%.
No. No.
And by spraying in that little defog or mix of soap and water, like Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo, all it does, it creates a little film, and then the fog or the droplets can't form as easily on the inside of your mask. So that's why
Correct.
it works.
But you have to apply it again after the next dive.
Yes, you got to do it every dive.
Yeah,
And once
after
again,
each,
the trick is maintaining enough goo in there so it does its trick without, if you put in too much, it gets too watery and your eyes start, getting a little sensitive maybe, or whatever. So with that stuff, but I don't know, the toothpaste thing, the burning of the mask. I've seen that done a million times, but that kind of worries me. I don't know if I don't like the idea of putting a flame into my mask like that.
You're an old lady.
Well, you can't get close to your silicone.
Well, you can't, but
No.
it's a flame. It's kind of crazy. It can
You
get out of
actually sit
control.
and watch it burn off.
What do you mean?
I mean, you can see it burning off.
Well, what's burning off though? What if it's an old mask? What's burning?
It's the film on it.
Well,
You will actually see it moving away from the flame.
But what if it's not? If it's an older mask, it doesn't. It wouldn't have a film, would it?
It could still. Maybe you haven't cleaned it off good enough.
Well, okay. I don't know. Jerry the diver guy seems to be a fan of the flame.
It works.
He's a flamer. And that's
Too
fine.
easy, Greg. Come on.
What?
Too easy.
It was just an observation. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
Vinny, do you ever have a problem with a fogging mask or no?
You got to dive to have that problem.
Because he's more of a cold weather diver off there on the left coast. And I don't know.
Yeah, at Galapagos, it was fogging up on me really badly.
Yeah?
And I actually took my mask off 4 or 5 times, but it kept fogging up. That's why the dive master flamed my mask when we got back, because she saw me having problems.
Yeah. Did she do anything to it?
She flamed it like 5 times.
She flamed it for you. See, Vinny couldn't flame it himself. He had someone flame it for him because he what?
No, I paid the extra money to have valet service.
Ah, that's it. Okay. So
Remember,
he
they dressed
paid for
me.
his own personal flamer.
They dressed me. They
And they
gave me
did.
what they drank. They poured water down my throat. I had
Shoved
I had
him face
it
first in
That
the
wasn't
dive boat.
water.
Could have been
They
vodka,
stole
but I doubt it.
your red long johns.
They weren't long johns.
Yeah, they weren't long enough.
And Vinny, I mean, Barry has the picture. I know he has it, and actually matches his red, bike
Red
short
my hat.
Spanx.
Yeah.
They match his Barry.
No, I have black
Barry's
bike
outfit.
He
shorts,
probably
not-
paid
not
good
red
money
ones.
for them.
But I
Yeah.
do have a Speedo, so I can wear that.
Please, God,
Why?
no.
Why did you say that? It's so disturbing. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, the mask thing is a problem. You always have. I don't. Does anybody like the idea of the wiper blades in the mask? No. Yeah. No. Would you try it?
Something else to
Is
break.
it battery operated?
No, it's just a lever. Yeah, a button on the top of the
A
mask.
lever?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's got a
lever?
It's like a lever, and you press it, and it's like spring
What are you,
loaded.
from
When
Europe?
you press the button, it goes. Whoosh. It's like a mechanical
sound
spring
effects.
loaded.
Still,
Yeah,
something
I
else to
can-
break.
Something to fail. Water will leak in.
Okay.
Massive flood in your eyes.
So
can't
you're
see
saying you're a
anything.
fan? Is that what you're saying, Barry, or not
No,
a fan?
no, I'm not a fan.
Not-
Nobody's
I'll
a
just keep-
fan. No
not
one's going to
convinced.
rush out and buy one of these wiper
I will
blade
use
dive
my
masks.
mask goo, and then I will clear the mask.
You
when it
prefer
starts
the
to fog up.
goo.
The goo.
Okay.
I have a waxy stuff. It comes in a little
That's called earwax.
Painter.
Yeah, it's not
It
really.
looks like earwax.
Probably would work, actually.
Yeah.
Some of
But
that
it's
mask stuff is kind of, well, it's like pasty.
yeah.
It is
this-
kind of
this
like,
one's-
the thing is, if you get the thick, pasty type of mask defog,
Yeah.
the thing about that type of delivery system is, I've seen this and I've tried it. It kind of works, but the problem is when your mask starts fogging up when you're diving. Like we've said already, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And the problem is you don't know it's going to fog up until it does. And then if you're like halfway through the dive, you're screwed unless you have some of this pasty type of stuff that in theory you could actually apply while you're diving underwater because it's thick. So you could take, yes, absolutely.
No.
They got some stuff and it's thick and you stick it on like, you can take your mask off underwater and you stick it to the mask once you take it off and then you rub it around in there and then you clear your mask and put it back on. What do you should have Jerry the diver guy shaking his head?
I want to see you do that.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I want to see that done.
Yeah.
I've done it.
So you're underwater. You start applying it to your lens. What happens to that, Greg? It gets liquefied and it's going to wash away.
Well, once again, if it's thick, it leaves a little bit of a film, and you got to massage it the right way where you don't wash all of it out. But I've done it, and it does kind of work. It's just a lot of effort to go through to just see if your mask won't
show me
fog up again.
one more time how you massaged it.
Boy. Jerry the diver guy, always wishful thinking. Yeah, exactly. Awkward silence. Insert that here. Break the pause.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
This is better than porn. It's like porn and Shark Week combined.
He's got no legs to kick it with, and he's got no arms to swim with. But nonetheless, he is a scuba diver man, and he's doing the best he can. Scuba diver man, doing the best he can. Scuba diver man, scuba diver man, scuba diver man, scuba diver man, scuba diver man.
His brain ain't right, but it's fun.
Okay, this is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Okay, a couple weeks ago, I got a text from our buddy, Dr. Doug Ebersol, and it was kind of an interesting text because he was at an event, and, I'll let him tell the story because we got him, I believe, connected via the web right now. He's driving. But Dr. Doug, you with us? Talk to me.
I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we got you, Dr. Doug. So where were you exactly when this incident happened?
So I was honored to be asked to speak at a Divers Alert Network conference, so a DAN conference, hyperbaric medicine conference in Costa Rica a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
So,
Which sounds awesome.
It was it was great. So it was on the west coast of Costa Rica at a place called Guanacaste. So we were there. There's about 70 people there. So we flew in on a Saturday, and you get all checked in, kind of a typical kind of meeting thing. And then Sunday morning, we started the lectures. The way the conference was scheduled to go was that every morning we would have about 4 hours of lecture, 4 1-hour lectures by either myself or some of the other faculty. There's 4 people on faculty, and everybody else was listening. And then we would basically have lunch and then go diving in the afternoon. So it was going to be 4 hours of lecture each morning with 2 recreational dives in the afternoon every afternoon.
Gotcha.
And again, this is for Divers Alert Network, the worldwide safety organization.
Right.
So the story goes, what I told you was on the first day of lectures, so that was on Sunday morning, we had our 4 hours of lecture in the morning. We all went to lunch. They had already put our gear and stuff. We dropped it off Saturday night. All our gear was set up on the boats. Because of all the number of people, we had 4 different boats going out. And on the way out to the first dive site, one of the 4 boats sank with all customers on board.
Oh! Yeah, now let's just get it out there right off the bat. This had nothing to do with Divers Alert Network. It just happened to be Dan's safety seminar weekend. It was just one of the operators had a problem with the boat. And I will say, I've seen the video. There is a video. I don't think it's been released to the world. Has it or has it? There, Dr. Doug.
No, not really.
I didn't think so.
You can see it, but yeah.
Probably shouldn't even have brought that up. But regardless, it was hilarious because the boat looks really nice, but it's at the bottom of the ocean there. It's
Did they get a chance to put their dive gear on before it sank?
No, they had to go get it.
No.
Right? Wow. Yeah.
Yep. We were about, you kind of load from the beach. So the boats kind of loaded from the beach in pangas independently. This was the first boat going out. And apparently there's about 20, maybe 15 or 20 customers on board and crew. Not too far into the trip, maybe 5 minutes into the trip, the people on the boat said they noticed that the hull was the stern was riding a little low in the water.
Right.
Interestingly, the boat had just been out of dry dock, just gone to dry dock, and just been brought back. And the day before the conference, had been taken out to make sure it was seaworthy and there weren't any problems. But apparently there was a problem.
Yeah.
So on the way out to the first dive site, it was kind of riding low in the water. Apparently the captain, in an attempt to get the boat up on plane, kind of gunned the engine. And when that happened, the tail really sunk in the water. It started taking on water and sank very quickly.
Yeah.
So no one got to their gear. People just kind of abandoned ship off the sides. Luckily, none of the guests were hurt. Unfortunately, one of the crew members broke his leg. He had a tibial plateau fracture and had to have surgery a couple days later. He's doing fine.
Yeah.
And we all collected some money to kind of help pay for his bills and so forth.
Right.
But everybody got off safely. Our other 3 boats were going out, so we all kind of went out and helped and got the customers rescued. The boat sank, as you saw in the video, straight down to the bottom. It's at 72 feet of water, perfectly upright.
Right.
So we canceled diving that day, obviously, and the crew from the other boats went right out to that boat, went down, found it, and recovered all the gear.
Yeah.
So all the gear was recovered, all the cameras were recovered. I think like one person maybe lost like a single fin or something like that, but everyone, no one was hurt. And all the gear was recovered. So that was the best outcome we could hope for, other than the poor dive master that had to have surgery on his leg.
Right.
Anyway,
if something like that's going to happen, you got all these safety divers from around the world converging on the resort. Yeah, you got a pretty much a dive safety army on the standby to help out everybody. Thank goodness, it worked out the way it is. It's just. And by the way, they've brought the boat back, I assume, because that looked like a pretty decent vessel to me. Is that true?
Yeah, it's a great boat. Yeah, they waited for our conference to be over, so it was a Saturday to Saturday. So we were supposed to start diving on Sunday. That's when the incident occurred.
Yeah.
So we didn't dive Sunday, but then they moved those people onto the other boats. And we dove Monday through, Friday with no incidents. Everything was fine. Diving was great. They were very safety conscious.
Did you get an extra wreck dive in later in the week, or no? They didn't do that.
Yeah, they did. That's all right. That's where you got the video.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah, I guess so. Right.
Yeah. Anybody that wanted to go back and see, some of the people on that boat did not want to go see it because they were a little traumatized.
Yeah.
Other people wanted to go see it. So one of the days they took anybody that wanted to go see it out, and that was their first dive of the 2-tank trip. Was to go see the wreck of the Eagle Ray.
Right.
They didn't charge extra for that, did they?
No, they did. Of course they did. No.
I mean, it's a wreck dive. Usually they charge more for a wreck dive.
All right. Yeah. Barry's joke writers. Sorry.
But anyway, and then we flew out last Saturday to come home, and I think Monday or so, the staff went in with big lift bags. They lifted it. Got it back to shore, and they're doing an investigation now to see kind of what happened to the boat, why it sank.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if it was just in dry dock and they were doing, an annual on it or something like that, checking everything, a lot of times boats sink because it has something to do with the bilge pump, or like they didn't seal
They forgot to put the plug in.
drainage plug in, yeah. and you'd be surprised how many boats just sink at a dock because of a simple thing like that.
I bet you the rear end was leaking. Barry, you should have went down there and checked it.
Okay. What do you think, CJ?
I think it probably was smelly too, right?
Yeah.
If you monkeys are done, I have a theory.
Yeah, they're never done. You better just jump in while you can.
I know why it sank.
Why?
It took on water.
Oh, look. Leave it to Cock Johnson to solve the mystery.
The science has been solved.
Okay. Sorry about that, Dr. Doug. But that's how
No
we
problem.
roll. But I'm glad everything worked out well. I mean, you got a great story out of the trip at the bare minimum, it sounds like to me, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You got to
Right.
dive
And
a brand new wreck.
the Dan conference itself was outstanding. The faculty and the attendees were great. A bunch of hyperbaric docs and some nurses. The hotel, which was the Occidental Grand, was a phenomenal hotel.
Nice.
As far as food and accommodations and so forth. And the dive operator, like I said, did a very good job. They were very safety conscious.
Yeah.
The whole week. So I mean, I feel for them because they were, imagine, absolutely horrible.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's probably not the best timing in the world to have that happen at a Dan conference. But on the other side of the coin, look, if you're going to have an incident like that and your resort's loaded up with, Dan dive safety experts from around the world, maybe it's better it happened then than any other time. You got a bunch of pro divers on site, and we're just glad everyone was okay, with the exception of the guy with the broken leg. But evidently he's on the mend as well. Well, a great story, or, cautionary tale, I guess, too. But, you live, learn, and get the video and mark off the wreck dive accordingly. Good stuff. All right, look, hour 2 is on deck. We're going to the Keys to do some diving. Hopefully we're going to keep the boats on the top of the water and just focus on diving. But that's coming up in hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
You can hear it on Scuba Radio, the world's first scuba diving show. From Captain Ron to Jock Cousteau, they all love Scuba Radio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown? Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ and Bubble Boy are in the studio with me. And then we have the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web, made up of Barry the Bugger and gas sniffing. I don't know if it's a superpower, but as he claims to be able to tell if gas is good or bad just by the way it smells.
I think that's pretty common.
Gasoline.
I think a lot of people can do that.
Gas.
Yeah.
Right.
Gasoline.
Yeah. I thought all gas smelled bad, but CJ seems to be a fan. You say you like, if it's gas, you like the smell of gas.
Gasoline.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the smell of avgas. I mean, if they made a cologne of that.
Well, okay.
Well,
so we
even more powerful.
From our Just Plain Radio show, we got Captain Dennis hanging out. But the reason is he's going to go diving with me and CJ tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
And so he's popped in to basically tell the rest of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, Dennis.
Suck it, losers.
Right.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, but
what are dive buddies for other than abusing each other? I mean,
I may come down on Monday and visit you guys.
No, you will not.
Thank you for the warning.
We'll be long gone by then.
No, you will not.
Well, one of us might be.
Say, hey, Barry, come on down. We have some gas for you to sniff.
Whoa, hey, look at the time.
All right. And then we have Dr. Doug Ebersol with us, too. He's still driving, but he's on standby in case we have an incident and one of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad members fall over.
Or a boat sinks.
Or a boat sinks. He can document. He won't help at all. He'll laugh like the rest of us, but he has much higher credentials than any of the other Scuba Radio Scuba Squad members. So we do appreciate it, Dr. Doug. That trip in Costa Rica, by the way, despite that little incident and the story you came away with, you had a great time. You'd highly recommend it, I assume. Is that a fair assumption, or what, Dr. Doug? What do you think?
Oh yeah. It was a very good time. It was a great resort. Great, like I said, it's a very safety conscious dive operator. Lots of marine life. We didn't have the greatest visibility. That's just the way it worked out that week. But we had everything from white-tip reef sharks to tons of octopus to all kinds of Pacific tropical fish. North of there's a bunch of bull sharks. We didn't see bull sharks, but great trip. Yeah,
Costa Rica is on my list, and from what I've heard before and heard is that topside is just as cool as the underwater attractions. Is that true? Would you agree?
Oh yeah, we had monkeys in the trees, throwing stuff and whatever. And you could do land tours. They had sloths and red-eyed tree frogs and all. The nature in Costa Rica. It's great. We've been there before.
Yeah,
and gone to Lake Arenal, which is hot springs by the Arenal volcano. So there's tons of stuff to do topside Costa Rica. It's a wonderful destination for that.
Yeah, I've seen cool videos, so it's on the list. That's definitely a place I'd like to dive for sure. But we will see.
Greg's never been there before.
I've never. It's one of the few places I have not been to.
Greg's never been there.
In the 27-year history of Scuba Radio, we haven't been to Costa Rica.
There's no wanted photo of Greg up there, huh?
Yeah. Okay, Barry. You go back to sniffing your gas, will you, please?
Okay. Yes, sir. Shut up, Barry.
What? What is that all about? Anyway,
that's what he used to say.
Yeah. Well, we'll say it again if he's going to make us go there.
We need to bring that back.
Well, Casey's not here today, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the one that.
But he's already texted me. He wants to know, like, hey, can I join the party down in the Keys? He wants to come.
No.
Exactly. That's what I told him.
No, Casey can come.
Oh, I can. Okay. All right. No, anybody can come. They're more than welcome to join us.
Well, I'll drive on down tonight.
Nope, you're not allowed to.
You said everybody
except Jerry.
Anybody but Jerry.
Gee, I love you too.
We call him Butt Jerry, by the way.
Butt Jerry.
Juicy butt.
Juicy butt.
No, well, yeah, Juicy Butt Jerry.
Turtle slut.
And then old Barry, turns it into a whole gas smelling issue.
Bugger is quite enough.
Yeah.
Gassy butt, turtle slut.
When you're out in the middle of the ocean and your boat dies because you had bad gas, you'll remember me.
That's pretty much every dive.
As the vultures, chew at your bones.
Okay.
You mean they got vultures over the ocean?
No.
Yeah, why not?
No.
Uh-huh.
The last time I checked, Captain Slate's boats use diesel, so I think we're safe.
Yeah,
Hey,
and if
we were on
anybody has
Slate's- wait,
issues,
wait.
well, I'll tell you right now, if anybody has issues with gas, it's old Captain Slate himself, because he can belch.
Oh yeah,
like with the best of them. I mean, he
can.
I mean, it's almost like his recall system is his belch. Did you know this?
Very impressive.
Yes, he can sit there and just and then be like, "Oh, are we supposed
If
to
you're
come
not
back?"
careful, it'll shatter your mast.
It's like, it'll vibrate the bones like a humpback whale, sonically underwater. I mean, it's impressive. It's an impressive display of the power of gas, because I think that's where it originates. And Captain Slate's digestive system. So we'll probably
He may need to address his diet.
No, it's that's fine. And he's turned it into
you
a
enjoy
safety
it.
measure. No, he's turned it into a safety measure. Why not? Who cares? You always know when he's around, right, Dennis? Dennis knows.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little that was kind of wimpy compared to what he can do. Anyway, we'll find out all about that, or we'll probably get a few samples of that recall system on the show in a couple weeks. So you've been warned, or you can plan accordingly, for sure.
What boat is he going out? Does he go out on now?
His.
Yeah, what's his
boat? What?
Boat?
You mean what type of boat?
Slate's boat. Yeah, no, the last time I was on Slate's boat was in Key Largo.
He's got the
He said
two.
he's in Isla Morada now.
The two big ones, and then he's got a newer small one. I saw.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I think doesn't he still have like the Lost Continent vessel or something like
he
one
still
of those?
has it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he had not much has changed. He's down there in Tavernier right now, though. So it's not in the Key Largo place, but it's actually really
it's
nice.
in Isla Morada. I like Tavernier. It's one of the places I thought of moving to one time.
Really?
Until I saw
And
the
then they
prices
said, "Oh,
of
hell
the
no."
houses there.
Oh.
No, I saw how much it costs. I said, that ain't happening.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the
So what he's
local
saying
authorities.
is it's less gas down there.
Okay, of course, that's what they were saying. But yeah, Vinny Two Tanks would go down to the Keys with us if he could, right? I'm sure he would.
Go in a heartbeat if I wasn't on the left coast. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could. You can
We'll
fly in.
We'll find something for you to smash your head on.
Yeah. There's you get there. And,
There you go.
And Solidarity. Should we just take a header in the bottom of Slate's dive boat?
I don't think that's necessary.
No, I don't think that's. No, I wouldn't recommend that.
You know, he could replay that in the Turks and Caicos.
Possible. It is possible. No. You drive off the back of the ship there. You don't have. They don't have
Yeah,
bongos.
but you can fall on the back of the ship.
Why don't you just whack him upside the head with a paddle?
Are you thinking about some different footwear with like non-slip?
Well,
maybe booties or something. I don't know what you
I
wear.
was
I have my booties on.
He had his booties on. He has no excuse whatsoever. I think he did it. I think he did it on purpose. He might have did it on purpose,
or he might have done it on purpose,
or that.
For the next trip, we need to get him outfitted with a scuba helmet like the cave divers.
See? Exactly. Get him a Kirby Morgan.
Love it.
Surface supplied air source helmet.
Safety first.
It's like he'll come up there and it's like a hard hat because he wants to go to Hawaii. Yay! One of those guys, right?
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
How, when, and where it's made has never been more important than now. Just ask all those divers and dive shops that struggled to get products and parts during the pandemic. One relatively new gear manufacturer, however, managed quite well. Nex is one of the few, if not only, dive gear manufacturers to bring regulator and design assembly back to the USA. No shortages during the pandemic for their customers and dealers. And get this, Nex was a Tester's Choice winner in Scuba Lab for 2022 and a Best Buy in 2023. Each Nex regulator system is made to order, cutting down on overhead and allowing you to get exactly what you need for the kind of diving you prefer. This will be the last regulator you'll ever need, since the modular design can easily be modified as your diving skills and preferences evolve over time. Are you ready to make your next dive your best dive? Then go to nexdive.com. That's NEXdive.com. Nex Underwater Products. nexdive.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hey, man. Hey, what are you doing today? I don't know. I was kind of bored. You want to do something cool? Well, like what? We could go scuba dive. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. I've never done it before. Well, there's only a few things that you got to do to be good at it, and it's really easy to learn. Here, I'll show you. Come with me.
Okay, everyone, let's get our gear on. Let's go for a dive. Tanks are right here.
Now, to be a scuba diver, it can be so much fun. Making memories and sharing good times in the sun. Descend with the quickness, equalize so you don't pop. To avoid decompression sickness, always make a safety stop. You know, gonna be a scuba diver. Gonna be an underwater survivor. Gonna be a scuba diver.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. I didn't know we really had a theme today, but going with that theme, I do have a story about wild dolphins that ties in loosely to Barry the Bugger and his unique skill of being able to tell the difference between good and bad gas just by smelling it. And wild dolphins, as you know, it's hard to tell how old a wild dolphin is. Have you ever questioned that there, CJ, when you're out there and you see a dolphin swim by?
No.
You've never, you couldn't tell how old the dolphin is just by looking at it.
No, I can't.
You know how scientists used to do this?
They're either happy and free or.
But have you ever wondered,
as long
like,
as they're out swimming around, that's cool.
Well,
I don't care how old they are.
Well, you may not care, but
I'm not a biologist.
There's no way to know unless you talk to a scientist. You know how they do that? They extract a tooth. It's very evasive, and that's not obviously good for the dolphin to have to take a tooth out to tell how old it is, or evasive. Either one. Take your pick.
No, they're different words.
No,
mean different things.
Oh, yeah, I think you're incorrect. Anyway.
Evasive is how you're being right now.
Yes. Yeah. If you think that is the case. Regardless, there's a much more simple way and less intrusive way to tell how old a wild dolphin is. And it involves the stuff that Barry likes to sniff.
Butts?
No, there, CJ. No.
I mean, that's what he's been alluding to.
No,
this whole time.
No, I have not been alluding
to.
to. We had to do with. It had to do with bad.
No,
gas
dolphin poo. Dolphin poo.
Ew.
Yeah, it's the truth.
I don't think I want to know that bad.
No.
That's how they can evidently, they've figured out a way to observe wild dolphins scat in the ocean and be able to determine how old they are.
Great.
And that's
Well,
much,
you better
it's
hope
less,
that the dolphins didn't get a takeout from Taco Bell before you have to go and ask.
Well,
figure out how old
I don't
they
know. Here's a quote. from one of the scientists that have come up with this new way to do this. He makes the claim, or he says, dolphin feces has a smokescreen-like appearance with several small clumps, but the smell is not unpleasant. Wow. It resembles a fishy odor
That is unpleasant.
rather than typical odor associated with
fish,
with like people like Jerry and pets.
Fishy poop. All right, this guy's a weirdo, man. That would not smell good.
I mean,
fish. Why wouldn't it have a fishy odor?
Yeah.
But he thinks it's
okay,
relatively pleasant.
What a weirdo.
Or the smell is not unpleasant. So I guess
I bet it would be.
Is that Barry's brother or what?
I
don't think so.
But now see, you're just a little smarter now, thanks to
and
thanks to Scuba Radio.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, I would have never thunk it.
Yeah,
and
between that and alien jellyfish.
now that you know that if you come across a smokescreen-like appearance with several small clumps.
Well, I already knew that. We've all seen fish poop.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know that I would recognize wild dolphin poo like that.
You don't think you would recognize anything falling out from the bottom side of a dolphin?
Well, you don't have to see the dolphin. They're saying
you wouldn't
a
know
cloud.
you wouldn't know what it came
you think
from.
They leave floaters sitting around there?
Yes, that's what it just says. Clumps. That's how I would say that
Sinkers
is.
or floaters.
I don't know. But I mean, would you feel weird about swimming through something like that, Barry? Or are you just
I think
okay?
I would just stop and wait for it to float by.
Okay, but what if you found yourself in the middle of a cloud of this stuff?
Then I would make sure you were with me.
Okay. All right. My thing is, I bet he's done it many times and he had no idea.
No,
that this was happening.
Unfortunately, I've never seen a porpoise in the ocean.
Well, yeah, but you may have swam right through their cloud of.
No, that was probably
Poo
just Jimmy,
stuff.
the helper boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have had that Captain D's before the dive.
Oh well.
Flipper.
It's not like Bubble Boys stuff. It's not like a brown trout kind of thing. This is more of a cloud of stuff, according to the scientists. It's science.
I need to put on my boots. It's getting thick here.
That's funny. Anyway, so now you know. And hopefully we're not going to encounter that down in the Keys. But, this time of year, anything could happen.
I hope
we're coming
you're surrounded by poo.
We're coming out of the cooler months.
This is what it looks like.
And he's showing that on Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Soft
Our
serve.
little poopy emoji.
Hey, how you doing?
So, wow. He has a voice
That's
and everything.
a big poop CJ has.
Okay. All right. That's enough.
Mr. Hanky.
But when we get,
wash your hands.
What is the water temp down there in the Keys right now?
About 84, almost 84.
CJ told me this yesterday. You looked that up where though?
The forecast was for like 83.6 tomorrow.
According to who though? Like
I don't know, some website. I googled it.
I don't know.
Why are you busting my balls?
I don't know if that's accurate. That could be. I hope that is the case.
Why would you dispute that? I'm just telling you what I read.
I mean, are you checking one of those buoys that say the water temp's like 110?
I don't know where they got it. It was
about
like
86 degrees.
According to who, Barry? Give me the source.
According to Isla Morada's water temperature right here. Seatemperature.org.
Thank you.
Okay, so that would be those.
It's been very warm. We did not have a cool winter this year as far as ocean water is concerned.
No 5 mils like we had in the Galapagos.
No, you're gonna be able to swim naked.
Please don't.
Trunks and
Barry said, hopefully.
No, I did not.
Oh, jeez.
We know Barry's coming with you now.
I'll be the dive master. I'm the lead. You guys can be behind me, okay?
No, we don't want you.
We don't want to see any behinds. Let's get that out there.
Oh, you can bet money Barry will be behind.
Okay. All right. Dr. Doug, what was the water temp in Costa Rica when you were out there last week? What do you think?
It was about 84.
Oh, okay. So that was pretty warm too then, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that
there was a thermocline, though. A thermocline got to 72 once.
Okay.
Ooh,
there's the shrinkage. There it comes. Oof. All right. Well, we won't have that in the Keys, I don't think. More coming up. Stay close. Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
These people sound like they're yodeling underwater.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Did have a birthday this week, but scientists did not use the technique of observing my scat to determine the age that I advanced to.
Okay, great.
I'm dispelling that myth that has been circulated throughout the interwebs. I just wanted to.
That's not a. No one said that.
That was a thing.
No, it wasn't.
I think it was a thing.
You're thinking of the dolphins.
Well, yeah, that's how the dolphins. That's how they're determining.
Right, but not you.
Correct.
Now, they go by the lack of hair.
If they did that, I would be 102. Just for the. I think that's how that would work.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So CJ is going to be my dive buddy, as well as Captain Dennis from Just Plain Radio. He's with us, connected via the web today, too. When was the last time you dove there, Dennis? What do you think?
I hate to admit it, but it was in Bimini with the Hammerheads a little over a year ago.
Oh, my gosh. It has been a while then.
Yeah, I'm starting to dry out.
All right. So did you already you got your gear all packed up, ready to go, or what?
Everything's pulled out. I actually had to grab my dive computer and make sure the batteries are still charged on it and ready to go. So
all right.
Yeah, we're getting everything packed and ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, we got to do a little minor gear check with old Cock Johnson here, because we're setting them up with a next dive system.
Sweet.
The reg system.
He's raiding the prize closet for some testing gear.
Yes, he is. But we may have to, modify some stuff. I think I got to pull.
You may have to bring
strap.
some of that down for me to test too.
Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. We'll see. But yeah, basically I got one octo that needs an adjustment, so I have to scavenge some stuff together for him. But we'll make it happen. Yeah. So we will see. But yeah,
make sure you adjust his crotch strap.
I beg your pardon.
Cinch it up tight so his voice is high.
Yeah. No, I'm the only one with the crotch strap.
That was a great dive.
Oh, looks like it's a little tight.
I really enjoyed it.
It's a little too tight. Okay. So, yeah. Do you prefer the crotch strap, BC? There, Jerry the diver guy, or no?
I've never wore one.
Really?
It sounds really uncomfortable.
No.
He likes the freedom.
I'll tell you what, the one that I'm using right now does have a crotch strap, but it's quite thick. If they're thick, they're fine. If you get a crotch strap that's a little too narrow, turns into
more like a G-string.
Turns into a thong. Exactly.
If you've have you jumped off a boat with that thing on in the crotch strap?
Yeah.
And you don't feel your whole outfit, your BC, rise up and
no, that's what the crotch. That's what the crotch strap is for. Is to keep things in place, so it doesn't ride up on your bod. There.
So, did you have them removed or something?
No, I just said if the strap is thick, and the one I have is probably about I think it's like 1 3/4 inches. It's fairly wide. I don't know,
Okay.
Dr. Doug, do you have one of those? Do you dive with a crotch strap? That's more of a technical diving thing, and I know you like doing that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, most of it's a standard 2-inch webbing.
2-inch, yes.
Yeah.
So, if it's 2-inch, that's fine. You get narrower, it might turn into a problem, depending on the wetsuit you're wearing, I assume, right? Dr. Doug, did I get that right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
My BC
So it's used for it kind of keeps things. It kind of keeps things from riding up, and for other reasons, you'll have a D-ring on it. You can use for scootering. You can click the scooter to it, so you don't pull with your hands. It just pulls from the crotch D-ring.
Yeah.
That's
See?
the other reason to have one.
And that's like your center of gravity, underwater when you're doing that kind of stuff. So it's good. It's technical. It's technically advanced diving. You're welcome. Whether I do it or not, I'm going to look damn good.
He loves his toys.
Well, they're not toys. They're tools.
No, but you do love your toys. You know that.
Okay.
New
Once again,
mask with
they're
windshield
tools.
wipers on
I don't
it.
have that. I just brought that up earlier as a thing.
Yeah,
I didn't
but
say I
you're
was
already
getting one.
interested. Yeah, you'll get one.
So he loves his tool.
Oh boy.
That's why he has a 2-inch strap to protect it.
Yeah.
Well, you got to have something to protect. And you know what you guys can
So
do.
Greggy's gonna have a strap on.
All right, that's enough. Gee whiz.
And we're off the air.
Okay. Yeah.
This went sideways, as usual.
Right. So, but the thing is, when you have that extra anchor of the crotch strap, it does keep your BC in place, especially if it's a.
My BC doesn't have that, so I don't
Well,
have
it's
to worry
back
about it.
inflatable, and so it kind of keeps things when you're on the surface from riding up on you, especially if you're at the end of the dive, and if your BC isn't cinched down super tight, it can ride up on you. But if you have a crotch
That's a
strap,
technique issue because with the back and plate, you just lay back into it. And
well, you
it
can,
holds you
but
up very nicely.
Yeah, but if you have the crotch strap, you can lean back, and it's almost like you're in your own little floating chair.
Okay.
Back me up there, Dr. Doug. Am I right? Yeah. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. See.
Yeah. The advantage of jacket BCs are that when you're on the surface, they keep you upright, but you really shouldn't spend a lot of time on the surface.
Right.
And the back plate wing is better to keep you horizontal when you're diving, which is hopefully what you're spending most of your time doing.
Yeah.
So, and then like you said, the crotch strap will kind of keep things just kind of tight throughout the dive and on the surface.
Keeps things in place.
A little nicer feature.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it is when if you have it set right, when you're at the surface on a back inflatable BC, it's almost like sitting in a chair, like a floating chair. And it's much more comfortable.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. So why don't you get a crotch strap?
I agree.
Yeah. Why don't you get a crotch strap, Jerry?
Well, I've never had a chance to dive.
Don't knock it till you try it. Is my point.
He's not knocking it. He was agreeing with you.
Well, so are you saying you would want a crotch strap?
No, the less the better down there.
Everybody seems to have
I don't want that.
Have a thing against crotch straps because they're called crotch straps, isn't it? That's what it is.
I'd wear one.
You would wear one.
Yeah.
You're man enough to admit that you are comfortable sharing the fact that you'd wear a crotch strap.
Sure, why not? I've got garter belts holding up my socks. Why not a crotch strap?
Oh my God, there we go.
But only if it's leather.
That's right.
And lace, a little bit of lace.
Yeah, whatever. It's up to you guys.
Yeah. What?
Greg, do you have time for a quick little story about that?
Yes.
There was Mike Young, who used to own Kiss for Breathers in the days of when they were first doing sidemount.
Yeah.
Was working with a company to develop a side mount harness, which obviously have crotch straps. And he was exploring this area that within about 100 feet, there was of a cave. You had to take all your gear off to get through it. There's like 4 or 5 of these restrictions like that. And he's working with this company to tell him where to move D-rings and blah, blah, blah. So he said, let me just send you a video of what I'm doing so you can, you understand what I'm trying to accomplish. So they sent him a video of the place he was diving. And when they sent him the side-mount harness back, everything was in the proper location, except the crotch strap was about 6 feet long. So he asked them, he said, what's the deal with the crotch strap? They said, you've got to have the biggest balls of anybody we've ever seen.
Yes, you do. Of course you do.
Touche.
Yeah.
Winner.
You could take that angle, but I do think there's a marketing problem with crotch straps. I think especially guys have a problem with it just because it's called a crotch strap. Now, if it called, you've come up with, I don't know, what would be a better alternative?
How about a garter?
Nope.
Happy harness.
Nope.
happy harness, a nut cradler. I don't know, something.
That's from a doctor. So that's he's just being
Technical.
scientific.
Medical.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
The athletic supporter.
Maybe. Yeah, there's something there that we could help the industry out with and kind of get over the hump with this a little bit and change it from crotch strap to junk protector.
So you said getting over the hump? Was that,
there it is. There it is. I don't know. I think we're just going to make it worse, aren't we? If we put our brains to the effort, that's just bad.
Everything I'm thinking of, I can't say.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, just leave it at that for now. More coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Take a look at it on the ocean floor. Just go down there, take your scuba gear and go down there. One of you would do that, I know.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. We can't come up with anything better than crotch strap, so I guess we're just stuck with it, and you got to get over it. If you're turned off by the name of a crotch strap and you're not willing to give it a try,
Caca cradle.
No.
Butt sling.
2-inch thong.
What?
No.
Baconator.
Diver floss. No. Okay. Yeah, we got nothing. But I think you ought to give it a go. I mean, I like the crotch strap.
Can you add that to your existing BC, or you have to get a BC with it built in?
No, yeah, you can add them. I believe it depends on the BC you have. I mean,
you would have to have some kind of ring sewed onto it. But
Well, it depends. If you have a more of a technical rig with a back plate and a wing, most likely you can add that. A lot of times it's just an extra loop of harness into the existing slots that are in the back plate.
Dennis is correct.
I don't think I do.
Well, if you have a back inflatable BC, there's a good chance if it has a back plate on it, he's right. And
I have a back inflatable BC. I don't think it has that, but I'll have to.
Well, go look at the thing on the back of it.
Just get a piece of rawhide, tie it on there.
Okay, you could do that, but I wouldn't.
I'll go take a look. Be a cowboy
on that. But to crotch strap or not to crotch strap, that is the question.
I'm good for now.
Okay. Well, I'm going for it. We'll see how that holds up in the Keys. I do got one more story to share with you guys to see if you do this. See if you're more, manly than a 55-year-old grandmother who just completed what they call the toughest marathon swim in the world. And she completed a swim from San Francisco in shark-infested waters all the way to the Farallon Islands.
All right.
17 hours in the ocean swimming.
Why?
Without a wetsuit.
Why?
Good question. Because she's crazy.
What's the distance? Does it say?
That's a long way. Let's see. Oh, it's almost 30 miles. Took 17 hours.
Oh,
through freezing shark-infested waters without a wetsuit.
I don't like the shark-infested. Sharks are everywhere.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Water.
San Francisco, Farallon Islands is a great white hotspot.
She's nuts. She's lucky she didn't end up food.
There was a woman that swam from Cuba to Key West. She did it a couple of times.
Diana Nyad.
Diana Nyad.
That's a lot warmer water, though.
Yeah, and it took her like 5 times to
just the cold water would do it for me. No
but it was 90 miles.
Yeah. So what is your point, Barry?
You said that's why I asked you what was the distance on this one.
Well,
you said it was. Like 30?
She's in shark-infested waters.
He would have to read the article to know that, Barry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I said 30 miles.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 miles, shark-infested waters. I mean, I'm very familiar with San Francisco Bay and that area like that.
I bet you are.
I mean, they have shark sightings there quite a bit,
CJ.
even there. But in the Farallon Islands, it is the Farallon Islands is known for having some of the not only just great whites, but some of the biggest great whites in the entire world.
Hey,
So why
Greg,
did
you
she
should bring
do
your
that?
crotch strap to San Francisco?
Well,
Was it a
okay.
charity thing or what?
No, she was just trying to break a record, I guess, because she wanted to do it. The challenge was out
So
there.
she's
She
like,
did
I'll
it.
pick the cold water with great white sharks.
No wetsuit, too. So the water was probably in the 60s, I would imagine, at best.
Oh my God, no!
And it's
that sounds
insane.
Really,
17
no
hours,
fun.
too. So she, mind over matter. But
So she's just swimming on the surface.
55 years old, grandmother.
So she's already wrinkled
more
up,
manly
so
than
you
any
can't
of
get
our
more
crew.
wrinkled.
Yeah. What was that? You made did you disparage her character right there, Barry?
I
How
said
dare
she
you?
was already wrinkled. You couldn't get any more wrinkled.
Why would she get wrinkled? Because she's
17 hours in ice
the
cold water.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Really? That's what he's going to You're not going to celebrate her achievement. And
No,
say,
I think it's a great achievement.
she's more of a man than you are. Come on.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Do you
Sounds
not
like
know
she's
your
pretty-
biology?
Oh, here we go.
Bet she could carry her own gear.
It doesn't
Bet she
matter. It's
could.
what you identify now.
I can carry
Yeah.
my gear. My back is fixed. So
She could carry her
bugger
own
off.
gear.
Wait.
Oh, all of you.
Wait a minute. We can solve this problem easy enough. Your back is back to shape. You're
Yeah.
good now?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
come down to the Keys. We're going to need a gear schlepper.
No, I'm not schlepping your gear. I'm not your.
Why?
Oh no.
It would be an
Got the name.
experiment.
We'll tip you.
Sherpa. No,
No,
I'm
we
not your
won't.
Sherpa.
He
of
has
course you
done.
won't.
He has done said he's going to be out of the water for a while.
No, I want to make sure
Another
my ticker is working.
excuse.
Well, no, he doesn't have to
You
get in
know,
the water to slip our gear
if I-
around. Hello. He can be our personal servant. What do you say, Barry?
No.
We'll let you
I'm not
smell
your
gas and
Sherpa.
everything.
I'm not sniffing your gas.
How will they know if it's bad or not?
I'm going
Let's
to
assume it is.
It's all bad.
You guys are going to find out on the boat. That's for sure.
He
You can
might
tell me
check the
that on
rear end
Monday.
though.
Oh, boy. Okay, are you done?
That is pretty impressive, though.
What do you mean?
The
That she did?
woman, yeah.
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 I
No,
mean,
30 miles in cold water.
So is it
yeah.
15 one way and then 15 back? Is it
No,
like a round trip thing, or is it
I-
a one-way trip?
I think it's probably a one-way, but I don't know for sure.
Well, from San Francisco to the Farallon Islands, that's 30 miles. It's
Well, there
not
we go.
a round trip.
We know
Okay.
then. So that's what it was. So she swam from San Francisco, ended up in the Farallon Islands, got eaten. That's why
He swims that every morning.
Yeah. No, that's like I said, I've seen video of the great whites in the Farallon Islands. I'm not sure I really wanted.
You
go there.
haven't dove there yet?
I have not went there because I did Guadalupe instead. They got much better viz. Now that's shut down, so you don't have an alternative. But the problem in the Farallons is the visibility is not nearly as good. So the trade-off is that you can't see them coming, and then when they come, they're massive.
So she had to be, I'm assuming, how many hours? She was at night a lot of the time.
17 hours.
So she's at night a lot of that
I
time.
would think. It's some.
So
at some
she's on
point.
the surface, splashing around at night.
You would think.
Yeah,
And
but
how
she
did she
prob-
not get attacked?
She probably had somebody on shark duty to watch for sharks.
Maybe.
That's not going to
No,
happen.
no,
Yeah,
maybe
but
it's
you ain't
smarter
gonna
to
see a
be
shark
at
coming
night
up
where
from the
you
bottom.
Yeah,
can't
I don't
see
know.
'em.
You know, if you're on
Could
shark
be.
duty, you can tell how old the shark is, though. By
Ew.
yeah. yeah.
Yeah, I learned that earlier on the show.
Yeah, you're welcome. See, we have been just overloaded with
Yes.
real.
I see you've been
information
hiring my
today.
joke writer, haven't you?
No.
Yeah.
It is AI probably. That's probably what it was. Anyway, there you go. You've learned a few things that you probably didn't think you needed to know by hanging out with us today, and we apologized in advance. I think, didn't we?
It's
Well, this is
FCC
we
required,
stuff.
isn't it?
Yeah. But regardless, we're going diving, so it doesn't really matter.
Let's see what we've learned today.
Crotch
They make
straps
nut
are 2
nooses.
inches.
Yeah.
2-inch crotch strap.
2-inch minimum.
Dolphin
on
poo
your,
smells like
Sniff and
fish.
poo. Barry's a sniffer and a rear end checker. And the boat sank in Costa Rica.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to find a better defogger for your mask. You could use windshield wipers.
Okay. Well, you can design your own windshield wiper mask.
What
if you
about
want.
dolphin poop on inside your mask?
Would that act as a defog?
Smells like fish.
But it's supposed to be pleasant smelling.
Okay, well, Barry's going to give
Greg should test it out. No, you're going to dive tomorrow. You should test it out. There is a dolphin place right over there in that area. You can go visit them and borrow some
may
poop.
I borrow some of your poo?
Oh, see, there's another reason.
Great poupon. You have?
Barry can join us down in the Keys. He can slip our gear around, then he can go grab the dolphin.
Sherpa's
do.
not getting your poo for you.
The dolphin
Barry,
do.
when are you going diving again?
I want to go in July. That's what I'm aiming for.
All right. Bear Jer are obviously planning a date. We'll let them have some private time for them to set that up.
Perks and Caicos.
But CJ, Dennis,
our gear during lobster mini season.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they'll plan for that. But we're going this week. You'll hear about it 2 weeks from today, and we'll rub it into the rest of the crew accordingly when we say "suck it, losers." On that note, we're going to wrap it up till next time. Remember, it's always better wear, gang.
Suck it, losers.
Safe diving, everyone.
If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.